Hey, IDS 302. How you doing? It's Sunday, July 12th by my calculations, or about 2:45 p.m. where I am, still in southeastern Wisconsin. Um, Indoors today, the outdoors is just so nice. I can't even tell you. Can I share this with you? I don't know if I can. Let's see. I mean, not bad, huh? Yeah, I'm staying at a friend's house and they had to go on an outing and so it's my place for this afternoon, and I'm calling my friends to have a party. All right, so let me reset this. Sorry, I don't want to waste your time. I already wasted 45 seconds. Anyways, I'm leaning this thing up against the chair. Okay, so welcome to Module 2. Thank you to everyone for your condolences on the passing of my mother. I'll be Wednesday and Thursday this week in the ceremonies. Oh my God, it's 4-1. I don't know if you're into this, but Leicester City versus Bournemouth. That's pretty cool. Expect my son to come upstairs any minute to say, Dad, Leicester is getting killed. Okay. Should I just start this over maybe? No, I'm going to keep going. Welcome to Module 2 out of the final 5 modules. Um, we're not going to have any like make work stuff. There's a lot of courses I know you'll probably get into that seems like you're just doing work for the sake of doing work. There's a point to all this. This module especially may not seem like a lot, but don't underestimate it. I don't want you to get slammed in the last day and try to pull off uh, superior work, okay, or high quality work, because you only pretty much have 2 things to do. All right, so the readings, chapter 6, 7, and 8. Chapter 6, basic research methods, approximately 13 pages. Chapter 7, Introduction to Interdisciplinary Research, approximately 10 pages. And then Chapter 8, Methods of Integration, approximately 15 pages. So what you got there is approximately 38 pages to read. Very easy reading, very important reading, okay? So you're college students, you're adults, you don't need me to say, I'm going to test you on this. So I need you to prove that you really know it. No, I'm saying to you that this is the kind of stuff that you signed up for when you took interdisciplinary studies. This is great. It's a great overview of research methods. I want you to pay particular attention to the quantitative. That's what we're going to be doing. We can't get into these other types of research because we just don't have the time or expertise, frankly. But there's some great different types of research you can look at. For example, ethnography, one of my favorites. Qualitative research is fabulous, but we don't have the time to, like I said, do everything that's required to code it, give it a meaning field and validity horizon and such. So we're just going to have to, crawl again. Okay, so I'm going to go over those 3 chapters on Thursday or Friday on my next video. It depends. I'm leaving Friday. No, I'm leaving Saturday, but I think I'll be able to do it Friday for the second video. So if you have this stuff read and prepare for it, you'll know what I'm talking about as I go through and highlight some important points that I think need to be really kind of hardwired in you as an interdisciplinarian and integrative thinker, okay? So make sure you read those this week, all right? Let's just get right into Easter egg number 1. I know you'll get a kick out of it. It's an oldie but a goodie. Capitalize the disciplines. I know I've used it 3 times in a row, but I'll tell you, I'm going to sneeze. Even though on your like research topic papers, excuse me, thank you. I noticed there's still many, many people not capitalizing the discipline. So I want to talk to you about it being a literal capitalization. If any of you have seen any tweets by Donald Trump, he randomly capitalizes things. That's just a fact. I don't know. I don't know what the point is. I don't want you to do that. I want you to recognize a proper noun and capitalize it. Okay? Just like your name. If your name was Michael Fair, you capitalize the M and the F. If you're talking about the discipline of chemistry, C. If you're talking about the discipline of business, capital B, right? If you're talking about business in general, small b. Okay? I think you should be able to handle it if you're a disciplined writer in that and you recognize when you're talking about disciplines or concentrations. Remember, we look at those as the same thing right now. They're proper nouns. So when you get into that, I am dinging for not doing that because I find it very important. Why? Because it sets those disciplines and concentrations above as proper nouns, as capital letter deserving proper nouns, which means that you should recognize them as the individual silos of learning or the boxes that they are. They're important. They are a whole basis for you as an interdisciplinarian is to have disciplines. And disciplines are important in academia, okay? So be sure to remember to capitalize the disciplines. Now, this thing is driving me crazy. What is it? I've been a bandana wearer for 50 years. All right. The quiz. There's quiz number 2. I think it's the last quiz. Okay, so yay. But this is different. This is 2 essay questions. Okay. I know that some people like true, false, multiple choice. Some people hate them. Some people, like me, overthink them. Some people can make justification for 2 out of the 3 answers, whatever. I get it because I'm like that. But some people love doing those, and I get that too. Essay questions. Some people like me love to do that. Let me have it. Let me write about it. Okay. So here's your chance on essay questions. They're worth 30 points apiece, up to 30 points apiece. Open-ended, short essay. Well, I say short essay, but depth is rewarded. Remember that. Okay, when you write on in this. All right. There's no time limit. So you can just have at it. Just hit the due date by next Sunday. But be careful because I made it the same due date as the next paper too. Okay, so they focus on the assimilation of chapters 6, 7, and 8 that you should be reading. We just talked about that. I'll talk more about it on Friday or Thursday. And in fact, here it is, question number 1. Without worrying about funding or access to a place, demographic information, or anything, what would be the ideal research project for you? Why? Using some of the technology, concepts, and ideas from chapters 6, 7, and 8, identify, describe, and explain which research methodology, design, or process would work best in your dream research scenario. Minimum 200 words. I hate these word things, but I noticed because like I didn't have a word minimum on the research topic, some people literally wrote 3 lines and some people wrote 3 pages. Okay, so I want to see minimum. I mean, just think, like I said, depth is rewarded. So what do I mean on that question? It means say that, I'm thinking of being a researcher. I'm like, what do I want to research? So I want to research the societal implications of militarized police forces. Okay, I don't have any, but like I said, dream funding, keep the money coming. Okay, I could have a team, I could have a staff. I'd probably articulate that. I'd have a team. I'd look at data from around the country. I'd break it down in demographics, population, police budgets. What are they being used for? I would see if there was a correlation between the militarization of a police force and maybe the accusation of violence in a police force, complaints about a police force. How does that compare maybe with the concept of community policing? And what are the implications of the success rates there? And then, my original data then would be to actually go out and either in an ethnographic manner to live in communities that have claimed high excess of militarized police forces, or I could change the whole thing and go by, like, say, the BLM movement and the protests that are going on and what the social implications are, and to get in there and live it and observe and take data. I mean, these are some of the things, and so that's what I'm looking for. Use your imagination on this. What do you want to do? But try to keep it specific enough. Don't just say kind of. I'd look at climatology and how to fix climate and everything. Because remember, you're not getting scored here on, hey, if you solved it. Okay, you're not getting, if you could, like I said, you're not getting telling me that my research would cure cancer. Well, good. Doesn't mean you're going to do great. I want you to start learning the nomenclature, the terms, get some context in your mind of what these types of research are. So you're showing me you read this by using the terms in here. Remember that, okay? If somebody answers me a question and they don't use anything from the book, you're going to get dinged. And you're going to get mad at me saying, I did read the book. I'm going to say, hey, you didn't apply anything that we talked about, right? So that's there. Question number 2, referring especially to mapping the problem in chapter 7, consider your actual research topic question for this course, not the dream research from question 1. What disciplines, fields of study, concentrations have you identified that could best be used in your project? For each discipline, summarize why it appears to be a good fit for your work in this course. And you can reach here if you want, even though he mentions here about you shouldn't just grab disciplines for the sake of it. If they're a good fit, they're a good fit. But I'm saying that, let's say your research project, business and communication is all you got, those are your concentration, that's what you're going to use. But hey, if you think that economics might work, if you think that religious studies might work, if you think that statistics or any other field would work, you can mention it, okay? So it's over. So read that. If you have any questions about the questions, let me know. Okay, this should be self-explanatory. So let's talk about Easter egg number 2 right away. And I mentioned it a little while ago. And no, it's not capitalizing disciplines. You better have that by now. Number 2 is depth is rewarded. And this goes for everything except for Easter eggs. You don't have to be deep on that, okay? But when you're writing a discussion board, you're writing a paper and taking a quiz, depth is rewarded here. Not just shallow kind of, you're taking your essay and you're going, so you can blow it up and use words that, use 10 words when you can use 2. I'm just talking about really, I want to see critical thinking. I'd like to see some depth to the writing, okay? And that's rewarded, okay. And again, if you have a score that you get on any of these, obviously, this is my judgment on this. Push back. Let's discuss if you want. I'll stand by my statement. I'll ask, what do you think you should get then? Okay. So just remember, though, the answer of I spent a lot of time on it. I read the book. I did all this, so you get a better grade. That doesn't work. If it's not there in the paper, it doesn't matter the work you put into it. You know that, right? The real world. How many times we got to bust our butts for something, and you don't see an extra reward for it, right? But it's all about the result. What have you done for me lately? Okay, so let's talk about Tanner Step 2, and I will talk more about it coming up in the next video, of course, because Tanner Step 1, can I just tell you all a little secret here? Maybe I'm telling you too much, but let's see. Tanner Step 1, that's due tonight. 3 people have turned it in. So there's a mad rush coming tonight. I know there is, okay? And it's fine, because if Sunday's your day to get it done, it's your day to get it done. But you should take the week to contemplate and think about it contextually. Take some notes, get some idea, do an outline. This is a 3-credit university course, 15-week course done in 6 weeks. You signed up for it. It's like boot camp for students. Okay, you got this, right? Yeah. So Tanner Step 2, it's almost self-explanatory. It reads, justify an interdisciplinary approach. What meaningful questions can you ask about the issue/problem? How are those questions interdisciplinary? What makes them meaningful? Remember, these are questions you're asking about the topic and the research. Might be rhetorical. They're questions that you would ask of it, not questions you're asking in a survey of participants. Keep that separate. This is a higher level thinking about why you chose sustainability in business, or why you chose social upheaval, or why you chose coronavirus and certain social implications. Okay, so what are the questions you're asking? You want to think about, ask what are good questions that make this interdisciplinary? Okay, if you think of COVID, you'd say that what makes this interdisciplinary, besides saying, my God, are you crazy? Of course it is. You could say that the current COVID-19 pandemic, okay, has shown implications and an impact to so many areas of our society, from health, of course, to politics, of course, to economics. Oh, yeah. To business. Oh, my God. I mean, that's like wow. That's a huge, so that's the kind of thing, of course, you don't fret your question with the wows and the, oh my gosh, but you get what I'm saying here. You'll see, you'll see it in detail about here, and you'll see the little subsections, how I want it laid out. Again, remember, look at the sample. I'm saving a lot of time here by not going over this stuff. If you look at the sample, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And by that, I mean, don't say, oh, here's the sample, but I'm going to do it my way. Do it like the sample. I hate to have you conform with this, but this is this is formatting. This is a form that is used to convey your research is done in a research method format, okay? So look at the sample. It's a good one from last class just a few weeks ago, okay? Let me know if you have questions again. Now, I also added a list of formatting expectations that may be helpful. Copy them, make a checklist on them. Just cover your butt, Word doc only, name on the paper, no cover page, no table of contents, no abstract. Times New Roman 12-point font, double line space, paragraphs indented, no extra line space between paragraphs. Extra line space between subsections is okay. Subsections must be in subheads. Bold is fine. In-text citations must be APA format. Blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Okay, and remember, no I, me, my. Remember, it's not about you. No I, me, my. That's step 2. Step 1 should be showing that also, but I'm sure some people are going to kind of let something slip past the goalie, and we're going to talk about that, but just no I, me, my. All right. And again, I want to emphasize looking at the sample. And you can also look at, I believe I have a sample of the final paper as well floating around on there. Take a look at that. If you don't see it, let me know. Just again, so you get a context of what we're doing here. We're taking these steps 1 through 5. We're going to compile them at the end for a 5-step research paper with 1 works cited bibliography resource list at the last page. Probably an appendix with your survey questions after that. Then with a cover page, a simple cover page, a table of contents. This is how you get to be a 20-page paper. It's simple, really. When you do the work and you kind of compile it later, it's fine. So I want to give you all the preparation that you can use to understand what you're doing. It's not make work. I am doing a research project. It may be crawling research, maybe very simplified research, but it is integrative research, okay? Which is going to be different than anybody on this campus, wherever it is, virtual or otherwise, is learning, okay? I can almost guarantee it, right? So that being said, let's see, syllabus, I'm going by the, all right, most everybody took the quiz. Some people did not yet. I think I had 3 60 out of 60s, maybe 2. So if you got that, good for you. Congrats. If you didn't, you did pretty well because most everybody looks like got over 50. All right, videos we're doing now. Assignment Tanner 1 due tonight. I'll post this today, Sunday. Obviously, it's due, as soon as you get to it, whenever. Again, I'm not dictating due dates on videos, but I do want you to watch them in chronological order, right? Okay, so we're at 18.5 minutes. I'm going to get ready to sign off. I know I'll think of something right after this, but that's all that was in my notes. You know that? Do the readings, please. Okay, because if you got a low score on the quiz and that's because you didn't actually buy the text, that might be a problem. You're not going to get through the course very easily. All right. Talk to me about anything else, late assignments, assignments you missed completely, blown assignments, what have you. You can send me an email. I'm going to be available for calls. So I'll be doing a little side traveling in the midweek. Otherwise, we're good. 19 minutes. Forks up. Peace.